Over a decade after Skate 3, we are finally getting Skate 4, though it's just called Skate.
Drop the 4. Just skate.
Now, people are upset that it's going to be free to play, but I actually think it's going to work this time around and actually benefit the game despite everyone losing their minds. Lastly, Skate 2 and Skate 3 have the greatest open worlds ever for camaraderie with the homies, and I really think it's going to blow GTA Online out of the water. Why that unnecessary comparison? Well, grab a Monster, a Red Bull, or whatever the hell skaters drink now. I better find the hell out, and let's sesh. I'm Grim Hollywood, 3,000-year-old immortal actor, and I played Skate 2 and Skate 3 religiously. I met one of my best friends to this day from a random skate challenge in Skate 2, and we had a crew that would just spend hours every day on Danny's Mega Ramp and Fun Track and just skating around and finding new spots in the city. I think this was Skate's best feature, and it draws a lot of similarities to GTA Online. Both are sandbox games where you create your own character and jump into a city full of other players. But these games are totally opposite experiences. I'll explain why it's important and I'm comparing these two titles in a minute, but first, I'll break down where GTA Online goes wrong. While I've played GTA Online and I like the game and I enjoy the heist, it devolves into chaos with its main feature being shoot things. Everyone has experienced the oppressor from time to time and over and over and over again. Compared to Skate, there's less chance for peaceful, creative, fun camaraderie with total strangers like you have time and time again in Skate. And why is that? Well, I've broken it down to one thing: narrative. Now, I'm a Rockstar fanboy like anybody else, but with GTA Online, when you're dropped into that world, it doesn't give you a narrative. There's no real objective. Unlike their main stories or campaigns have, you're just another person with a gun and a car, and that's it. There isn't a culture or parameters, a story or mission within the city to guide you. So that's why you'll always run into strangers in vanilla GTA Online that just shoot you, because that's the game's culture. That's what it evolved into, because there was no established idea of what it is. Unlike Skate, where the narrative is already established. Design a skater, do cool moves, essentially. There's already a culture there with real parameters of how to communicate with other players, how to express yourself, and ultimately play. For example, you won't find many players running around and screaming at each other the same way they do in GTA Online. There's just not that aggression in the skate games and really in skateboarding in general. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'll be proved wrong with the game, but that's how it was in Skate 2 and Skate 3 when they were in their prime. Even in competitive modes with strangers, it felt like a collaboration more than a competition. When it was your turn and everybody was watching you and you did something sick, people were rooting for you and excited, and that's because Skate has a stronger narrative than GTA Online. It gives you license for imagination and roleplay and invites you into the age-old culture of skateboarding. In Rob Dyrdek's words, in skateboarding, you're never bigger than the streets. In GTA Online, you're always bigger than the streets because you can call in an orbital cannon. So this brings me to why. Why compare these two games and why is it important? Well, GTA Online is one of the biggest multiplayer open world sandbox games. And I think this is EA's attempt at making their GTA Online. Both share extremely similar vibes and concepts. Design your character, go explore, interact with other players in a city. I just think that Skate is going to do it better and do what GTA Online hasn't. With Skate's automatic, built-in narrative, it makes the game peaceful. It's incredibly relaxing skating in these games, and I'm sure a lot of you have experienced exactly what I'm talking about. Skating around for hours in almost this meditative, chill mode, running the same line over and over until you get it right. See, when that feeling is combined with a multiplayer open world, it's going to be unlike anything out there today. And it's going to be the reason that this new skate will be a phenomenal success. Now, I have a unique theory about it being free to play and why that's a good thing for Skate. People are naturally upset that it's free to play, understandably. There's the modern day nature of the predatory gaming industry. You know, we don't want Skate to end up like the rest. We want it to remain pure, untouched, authentic, just like it used to be. And I think it will, for this one reason. EA didn't want to touch Skate 4. There would be no money in it compared to the other titles, Madden, FIFA, or a Star Wars game. So I think the devs used this tactic of microtransactions with EA to make this game. I think they showed up to the meeting, they said Skate 4, EA said get out, and they said free to play, microtransactions, live service, and EA said okay, you can make the game. And so the devs have set rules to follow for it being free to play, which EA wouldn't have done themselves. I mean, look at their past history with microtransactions. So this has been a preset plan by the developers. See, the devs say it's only cosmetics. Check this out.
Look into different models for the game itself, which means that there will be microtransactions. And we know that this is a sensitive subject. That's why when we decided to explore this model, we made some hard ground rules to follow. The first one is that Skate is not pay to win. There are no areas of gameplay or the map that you would have to pay to unlock. There won't be any loot boxes, and there's no gameplay altering advantages that you can pay for as well.
This means that it won't turn into 2K's VC where you can pay to improve your player's skill level. In Skate, it's purely cosmetic. There's no paywalls, there's no locked zones, and I think that's okay, you know? I don't think with today's gaming culture that is considered predatory. Now we'll see how it develops. That's entirely up to this new dev team and EA, which, you know, the playtests look great. Shout out to all these amazing YouTubers who let me use their footage. Thank you. Their links are in the description below. But this new dev team, Full Circle, I'm a little worried about them. They're a new studio formed by EA. The past 3 Skate games were made by Black Box, but they shut down in 2013. Now, while they've got some people who worked on the original Skates, like Chung and Cuz, you know, these guys are Skate, right? So I pray that the new developers who didn't work on the past Skate games are really listening to everything that these guys are saying. But here we have Chung in an interview with GameSpot saying it feels right. It feels like Skate. Cuz Perry says, yeah, it feels right, and that gives me the confidence to talk to you about it today. So that's reassuring. I mean, if the guys who made the original Skates say it feels like Skate, I'll trust them. Last of all, why I think it's good that it's free to play and a live service is that it will be developed for years and years to come. They've mentioned in interviews a lot, actually, Apex Legends. They've mentioned that game a lot, and they're trying to replicate that type of live service game, which would be so cool because to have that attention and long-form development of Skate, I mean, could you imagine that? With the past Skates, years later, they almost died off. Of course, there are still players, but look at Skate 2 and 3 now. The community isn't as strong as it once was. So I'm optimistic about the future of Skate and seeing it thrive in this new ecosystem of the gaming industry and have a chance to develop alongside these other mechas. Now, they've added some unique things like parkour and something called collabozones.
Collabozones?
Collabozones. Basically, it's co-op Forge, which is so sick. I mean, they said that you're going to be able to skate around the city and there will be these random areas where everybody can build these crazy structures together. So, you know, that could evolve and devolve into chaos, but I think that the majority of players will really get into it and really get creative together. That seems to be the nature of the past Skate games. Skate 2 improved upon everything Skate 1 did, and Skate 3 took a light turn and made the game a bit zanier and a bit more party mode like. The ollie height was increased just a touch, or at least it felt like it, but it was still fun. It was Skate. We loved it. And one thing that I loved in Skate 3, and I hope they bring back in Skate 4, is teams. It was so sick to be able to build your team with your friends, name it, design your emblem, challenge other teams, and there was a ranking system with wins and losses. It was so much fun. I think Skate is going to be revolutionary for gaming and for skateboarding as well. As the Tony Hawk games inspired kids to start skateboarding, I think a new generation will be inspired to do the same with this new Skate. As for the game, it'll release in an environment where there's no multiplayer games like it. The majority of them are super competitive, shoot each other, sweat fests, and while I love that, hey man, I'm an MW freak, I really can't wait to get back on that board, call up my friends, hit up San Vansterdam, and relax. Will it be like 2010 again? Who knows? But as a famous quote says, nostalgia ain't what it used to be. But as the great Rodney Mullen says, I can't wait to wake up and try something new. I can't sleep at night because I want to try something new. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think this new Skate will make that big of a splash, or am I totally off my rocker? Or am I right on the money, and are you as hyped up for Skate 4 as I am? Follow the channel if you want, give it a thumbs up, and as always, keep a little Hollywood in your hearts. Namaste, crew gang. Namaste.